Hello, my friend. I have gotten so many requests to do this over the years, and I just have never figured out a way to do a What's Up in Skincare that felt true to what I wanted to do, and now I think I figured it out. I think I figured out how I want to do this concept. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over 5 skincare products that just recently came to either Sephora or Ulta. We're gonna go over the ingredients, and I'm gonna talk to you about who they may be good for and who they may not be good for. So if that sounds interesting to you, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. Before we get going, we do have a sponsor for our very first episode of What's Up in Skincare, and it is Harry's. Oh my goodness. They sent me these back in September, and I have absolutely been loving them, and I'm so excited to share them with you. Harry's is a personal care brand that has reinvented the way you shave, helping you to shave in a premium, hassle-free way. Harry's does support great causes as they give 1% of their global sales to nonprofit organizations that provide mental health care to men in need. And I think what sets the Harry's razors apart from other razors that I've used is just the way that it's built. So you get the handle and you get the cover here, and the handle has a weight to it. And if you've ever used makeup brushes that have a little bit of a weight to it, it's kind of like that. It just gives just a nice feel to hold it. It feels more, I don't know, it feels nicer, it just feels fancier, and it makes the shaving process just feel better. Also, the razor does have a flex hinge, so it makes it really nice to be able to kind of sculpt to your skin to make it easier to shave. Harry's has informed me that they have just released their sharpest blades ever for only $2 per blade. And they're also hooking me up with a deal for you. It's harrys.com/jenluvsreviews, and you can get their trial kit. You get the handle, you also get the cover for the razor and a smaller version of their shave gel, and it's only $3. I was like, $3, are you sure? And they're like, yep, $3. Like, all right, I'm not gonna argue about it. So as you know, I only sign up for sponsorships for brands that I absolutely love. Again, I've been using these since September, really, really love them. So if you would like to try out the trial set, I will leave the link for you down below. Again, it's just harrys.com/jenluvsreviews. And thank you so much to Harry's for sponsoring this video. And now it is time to get to the very first What's Up in Skincare. So I thought I would start every episode of What's Up in Skincare, that may be once a month, once every 2 weeks, I don't know, I haven't decided yet, with a little story time about one of the ingredients that is in one of the products. So today we're going to be telling the story of the Ilex Vomitoria leaf. Yes, I'm not kidding, that's what it's called. That's the scientific name, and it is translated to the tea that makes you vomit. So how did this tea get its name? And in order to tell that story, we need to rewind all the way back to 1662 in England. The English royal family back then absolutely loved their tea. They imported it all from China, and the royal family would sit with the aristocrats and they would drink their tea, and like any celebrity, they started a trend with the English people, and before they knew it, tea was very popular all over the country. Now fast forward to 100 years later, and the tea industry in England is absolutely booming. But there was a little bit of a problem with the tea in that it was a bit bitter because of the tannins in it. And if people were drinking it on an empty stomach, they were getting sick, they were getting stomach aches. So what they were finding, because the royal family could afford things like sugar, when they put a little bit of sugar in it, it not only took away the bitterness of it, but it also stopped the stomach aches. So the King of England at the time was like, oh, this sugar stuff, maybe we can somehow figure out a way to make this available to more people. Everybody's drinking tea, everybody should be able to have sugar with it. So what did he do? He went to the Caribbean and he enslaved a bunch of people to work on the sugar fields down there. Once they harvested the sugar, they realized how popular this ingredient was, and they didn't have enough slaves in the Caribbean to work these fields. So what did they do? They went to Africa. and they got more slaves. In the Caribbean, there were approximately 6 million slaves working these sugar fields, and the average lifespan of a slave was less than 10 years. So they had to keep getting more and more slaves from Africa. It was absolutely awful. But while these slaves were literally working themselves to death, King George, who was orchestrating all of this, was getting very, very wealthy. So wealthy he was able to fund his military to fight the Revolutionary War in America. Well, what was eventually called America because he lost. So I'm sure King George was not very happy with the outcome of the American Revolution, and he started getting really pissed off when all of a sudden people in America started marketing this tea. It was called Youpon holly, and it was found mostly in the North Carolina area, stretching all the way down to Florida. And this tea was really special. The reason why it was special is because it had no tannins. And no tannins meant that it naturally was not bitter. So the Americans that discovered how good this tea was started selling it in England and other parts of Europe. And of course, this really pissed off King George. So what he did was he called his friend, who was a botanist. His name was William Aiton, and he was the royal gardener at Kew Gardens, and they were buds. And he was like so pissed off. I would imagine this is how it went. Just so pissed off that the Americans, who he had just lost to, are now marketing this tea. And not only is he going to be losing out on the tea industry, he's also going to be losing out on his sugar industry, and that is not good for King George. And there was also a rumor that this guy, William Aiton, was involved financially with the East India Tea Company. So they hatched this plot, and they're like, we have got to destroy this tea somehow. The Youpon holly was called the Ilex, and that was the name, the scientific name, for over 250 years. Because this guy was a famous botanist, he put out a new name for this tea to the people of England, and he called it Ilia Vomitoria. And he said that this tea would make people vomit. And that actually wasn't entirely untrue, because the Native Americans actually used this for rituals, and in order to show that they were cleansed, they would drink a lot of tea and then throw up. But they believe it was more because of the excess amount of water they were drinking, not actually the tea, because now we've scientifically studied this tea and found out that there's no reason for it to cause vomiting. Now fast forward all the way to today, and the University of Florida did a study, and what they found was that the scientific name of this tea continues to make people, quote, leery of buying it. But that did not stop Volition Beauty from using it as a hero ingredient in their moisturizer, and that's what we're going to be talking about right now. It is new to Sephora, but it has been on the Volition Beauty site for a little while. And this is what it is. It's the Youpon Tea Glow Awakening Moisturizer. It's $39 and it's 2 ounces. It is listed as coming soon, at least as of the filming of this, but there are reviews already, I guess because people have tried it from Volition before. This is what they say it is: a naturally caffeinated moisturizer powered by Youpon tea that revives and visibly plumps tired-looking skin for a brighter, smoother complexion. They recommend for normal and dry skin, skincare concerns of fine lines and wrinkles, dryness and dullness, and they say that it is a lightweight gel. So let's talk about the ingredients and what's actually in this stuff. Starting off with water, then propanediol, which is a penetration enhancer, and also it has hydrating properties. Then we have glycerin, which is a humectant that's going to pull that water into your skin, give you a little bit of plumping action. The fourth ingredient is witch hazel water, and I know there's been a lot of scare of witch hazel in the skincare community on YouTube recently. Witch hazel is known to have skin soothing properties and also be an antioxidant. It also may reduce redness and swelling of the skin, so that's why a lot of companies use it in their products. But witch hazel water is distilled, and what happens is that the tannins that cause those antioxidant effects are kind of they don't really exist once it's distilled. The tannins go away. They also use alcohol in the distilling process, which may dry out the skin a bit. But what this product does have going for it is it does have that glycerin in it to pull water into the skin, which may help the alcohol that may be in the witch hazel kind of combat that. So you may still get the skin soothing, the reducing the redness, reducing the swelling of the skin without it drying the skin, but you would have to try it in order to see. The fifth ingredient is when we get into the Ilex Vomitoria leaf powder. And now as far as skincare, I couldn't find a single stinking thing, nothing on research on this ingredient in skincare. Nothing. But what I would imagine is they're going off the research on caffeine in coffee products, in skincare, just caffeine in general in skincare. And what that's supposed to do is it's supposed to increase circulation in the skin to reduce puffiness, dark circles, things like that. So it's kind of a hypothetical as far as the research goes. You know, it may not, but it most likely will not make you vomit. Well, don't eat it. That would be bad. Other ingredients of note, sodium hyaluronate, of course, another humectant in there. Bakuchiol, I always say that one wrong. It's a more natural form of retinol. It behaves very similarly to that, but it is plant-derived. And then we have green tea, which is fabulous, excellent antioxidant. Apple extract, which is a moisturizer. And then we do have some fragrance in here. We have lavender extract, lemon peel extract, rose extract, and linalool. So if you're avoiding those, this is going to be a no-go for you. Now, as far as the reviews go, the highest reviews say that it's buttery and soft, it calms redness, and it does help dryness. Now, the lowest reviews, one person said that their skin broke out from it and it caused a burning sensation in their very dry skin. And then another person said it took a while for it to work into the skin. But really, it seems like only one person out of the reviews so far seems to have had any problems with it. For me, looking at the ingredients as a non-professional, my non-professional opinion is that it may be good for anti-aging, it may be good for dry and or dehydrated skin, but if you're trying to avoid fragrance, you definitely want to avoid this one, or if you're worried about ingredients that have very little research when it comes to skincare. Next up, Morphe Skincare. We have Morphe 2 Skincare that came out, but this is their new brand called Bad Habit. It's under the Morphe umbrella. I just picked one product and I picked the one that I thought looked the best. So this is the Daily Dose Multivitamin Moisturizer. It's $24 and you get 1.6 ounces of product. So they say it instantly hydrates and brightens skin. It's oil-free. It's an energizing gel cream, lightweight formula, antioxidant benefits. It goes on. It's going on. Softening and smoothing skin, brightening and evening skin tone, improving the appearance of pores and fine lines, anti-pollution and anti-blue light benefits. I mean, it's like a miracle. That's what it sounds like. Let's talk about what's actually in this. So we start with water, and then we have dicapryl carbonate, which helps the cream to feel lightweight, followed by glycerin. Again, that humectant's gonna pull water into your skin, and then niacinamide. Now, niacinamide, some people are sensitive to. Some people get that vitamin B flush of their skin when they use products with niacinamide, and it's very high up on the ingredient list. The other thing I would caution is that niacinamide is known for evening out the skin tone. If you have a deeper skin tone, you may want to patch test this in the same place for a little while to make sure that it doesn't cause a skin lightening, because niacinamide in a high concentration can cause not just an evening of the skin tone, but also skin lightening. I'm not saying it does that. I'm not accusing it of doing that, but because it's so high up, if I had a deeper skin tone and I were going to purchase this, I would definitely patch test it like on my hand or something for a little while before I put it all over my face, just to be sure. I just realized I said vitamin B a minute ago. I meant vitamin B3. Sorry about that. It is different. On the positive end, it can help with hyperpigmentation. It might help with acne. It might help with fine lines and wrinkles. And it also might help with making pores appear smaller. And the last thing I wanted to mention regarding niacinamide is that there are studies that show that niacinamide does help strengthen your skin's barrier, which will help with transepidermal water loss to help your skin stay hydrated. The fifth ingredient is something called coconut alkanes. I think I said that right. It doesn't absorb. It just kind of makes your skin feel smooth. That's really the purpose of it. Other ingredients of note, sodium hyaluronate, again, a humectant, soybean oil, which of course not a very expensive ingredient, but a good one to see in skincare, believe it or not. Antioxidant, skin conditioning, and it's also an occlusive. So those humectants that are in the moisturizer, the occlusive is gonna kind of put that, like I've said before, the lid on the jar to help all of that moisture to stay in your skin and not evaporate into the air. There's also colloidal oatmeal in here, and if you watch Dr. Dre, you've heard her talk about colloidal oatmeal, skin-soothing, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. There's also some rice-based ingredients in here, skin conditioning, skin softening, and then something I'm not sure if I actually pointed this out before in another product, but saccharide isomerate, its job is to bind to the skin to keep the skin hydrated longer than typical. And then finally, the last ingredient I wanted to note in this product is tetrahexadecyl ascorbate. And it is a more stable form of vitamin C. So if you like vitamin C in your skincare, that's in here too. Looks like a really nice formula if you like that niacinamide high up, if you're looking for a hydrating product. Now, it does have fragrance though, geranium and limonene. So if you're trying to avoid fragrance, you don't want this. Breaking it down, who is this best for? People with dehydrated skin. This should be great for you. Also, people looking for a product with niacinamide that also has other ingredients in it that could benefit your skin. Now, avoid this definitely if you are sensitive to niacinamide, sensitive to fragrance, or are trying to avoid fragrance in your leave-on skincare products. This one is by Henriksen. It is the Lemonade Smoothing Scrub. So it's $32 for 3 ounces. The first review was back on December 30th, and the reason why these reviews are there is because it looks like this was given out by Influenster. I know a lot of people love Influencer, get things from Influencer. I've been signed up for Influencer for I don't know how many years. I don't think I've gotten anything in since 2014. So great to the people that were able to get this. Now, this is the way it's described. A refreshing exfoliating scrub that quickly and visibly retexturizes, polishes, and reduces the size of pores with AHAs, lemon peel, and sugar. Skin type is normal, dry, combination, oily, so basically everybody. Skincare concerns, fine lines and wrinkles, dullness, and uneven texture. It's always a little irritating to me whenever they have a product that's like, yeah, it's for everybody, but is it really? Let's talk about it. The directions for this, it says you need to apply it to wet skin and gently massage in, and you're supposed to leave it on for up to 2 minutes before rinsing it away and use it 2 to 3 times a week. And there's a really good reason for this. So if you do get this, please listen to that direction. Also, they do have a sunburn alert on here because of the chemical exfoliators that are in this. So please, 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 if you purchase this, make sure you use your sunscreen, not just the day you use it, but for multiple days after until your skin can kind of rebuild itself. So let's talk about the ingredients. Top ingredient, water. Second, glycerin, humectant, pulling the water into the skin, and then we get into the AHA chemical exfoliators. And the jobs of chemical exfoliators is to break up the bonds on the top layers of your skin so you can slough off that dead skin, leaving your fresh baby face behind. Glycolic acid is one of the stronger AHAs, so that's why you're only supposed to leave it on for a short period of time and rinse it off. Next, we have sucrose, which is water binding, and that's going to help improve your hydration. And then we have hydrated silica, which is what I believe is the scrub within this. It is known to be relatively gentle in skincare, but some people do say that it is too harsh when they do use this in toothpaste. Other ingredients of note, lactic acid, another AHA, but a less potent one. Then we have chamomile flower extract, which is an anti-inflammatory, and licorice root extract, which is skin brightening. This is where we get into all of the fragrance. We have lemon peel powder, lemon fruit extract, lime peel extract, sandalwood extract, lemon peel oil, bergamot peel oil, limonene, linalool, and citral. So much fragrance in this. Now, I personally don't have a problem with fragrance in my cleansers because they just wash away, but I know some people do not want that, so there's a lot of fragrance in here. Highest reviews on this say that it makes your skin feel smooth and soft, it smells like lemon meringue pie, and it doesn't dry out the skin. Now, the lowest reviews on here say that the scent was too strong, the scrub was too harsh, and then it caused some irritation. I would imagine if you're using this, not with the directions, if you are leaving it on too long, if you're using it too many days a week, you will probably get irritation unless your skin is just really used to those stronger AHAs. This product is definitely best for people that want some serious exfoliation, combination of physical and chemical. This is a no joke product when it comes to that. And also, if you like the smell of lemon meringue pie, you probably will enjoy that. But if you have sensitive skin, you probably want to avoid this because it packs a punch, at least based on the ingredient list. And also, if you're looking to avoid fragrance, of course, you're gonna want to avoid this. This next one is for people that are looking for something at a little bit lower price point. This is the Pixi Clarity Cleanser. It's $18 and you do get 4.6 ounces, which is quite large. The description says the Pixi Beauty Clarity Cleanser is a clarifying cleanser that hydrates while gently and effectively cleansing skin, visibly minimizing breakouts. I thought that was interesting. That's a big claim. That's a big claim. Let's look at the ingredients. Number 1, water. Number 2, can you guess? Glycerin. Humectant's gonna pull water into the skin. Then we have cetyl alcohol, which is very different than denatured alcohol that a lot of people don't want in their skincare. This is an emollient, so its job is to make the cleanser feel smooth as it goes on. Number 4 is decyl glucoside, which is a mild biodegradable cleanser. This one does foam up a lot, so this is probably going to give you a lot of bubbles. And then the 5th ingredient is cocamidopropylbetaine, also biodegradable. And this, the description, it's actually a bubble stabilizer, which I love as a description. It just brings me so much joy. A bubble stabilizer. It's like, yes, I love that for me. Other ingredients of note: aloe leaf juice, skin soothing, coconut oil. Some people do find it to clog pores, but it really does depend on the person. And remember, it is being washed off, so that does make a difference. And coconut oil is a good makeup remover, so that may help with removing dirt and oil from your skin as well. Next is allantoin. It's skin soothing. It also might soften the skin. Then we get to all of the exfoliating ingredients. We have glycolic acid, lactic acid, bromelain, papain, and salicylic acid. Those are all exfoliators, not physical exfoliators. I guess they would all technically be chemical exfoliators because they're breaking up those bonds in the top layers of your skin. It's a lot of them. I know my skin is very, very sensitive to papain when it is used as an exfoliator in products. My skin turns really red, but that salicylic acid, where they were talking about helping with acne, that is the anti-acne chemical exfoliator because it actually can go inside the pore and clear out all of the dead skin cells and all the junk inside the pores. So I'm glad to see the salicylic acid in there. After that, we have some anti-inflammatory ingredients, the licorice root extract again, which is skin brightening, the humectant sodium hyaluronate, and then also lactobacillus ferment lysate filtrate, which is a probiotic. So that's said to be skin soothing and also an anti-irritant, which may be helpful in the whole chemical exfoliating process that's happening on your skin. As with all of the products we've talked about today, there's also fragrance in here. We have bitter orange leaf/twig extract, lavender flower leaf stem extract, bergamot extract, orange peel extract, bitter orange flower extract, and coriander fruit leaf extract. So this looks like it probably will be quite an effective cleanser and also maybe a great cleanser for acne-prone skin. You probably want to avoid this though if you have sensitive skin, just because of all of the chemical exfoliators in there. But again, it's gonna have to do with however this was formulated, how strong this really is. But if you do have sensitive skin and you want to purchase this, maybe start off with just a couple of days a week. Even if you don't have sensitive skin, maybe start off with a couple of days a week. It's not gonna hurt to go in slow just to make sure, especially if you're not used to using chemical exfoliators. And like the last product, of course, using your sunscreen, very important when you incorporate any kind of chemical exfoliator into your routine. And then the last product I want to talk about, I know a lot of you love Dermalogica. They just came out with a retinol acne clearing oil, but it's $80 for 1 ounce. So let's talk about what it is. It's a high performance oil, according to them, combining retinol and salicylic acid to target breakouts and reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles overnight, which is a bold claim. It's a very bold claim. Skin type is normal, dry, combination, and oily. If we're talking salicylic acid, I would imagine that this would be best for oily skin, but they're probably just marketing to everybody just because of the fine lines and wrinkles thing. Fine lines and wrinkles is the skincare concern, uneven texture, acne, and blemishes. So we start off the ingredient list with those coconut alkanes, which is that ingredient that doesn't absorb. It just makes your skin feel smooth. Then we have an emollient followed by rosehip oil. Rosehip oil is an antioxidant, and it's also supposedly has skin regenerative properties as well. I personally love to see rosehip oil in my skincare. I've had really great results making my skin look brighter and just be prettier when I've used rosehip oil products. Fourth ingredient is jojoba oil, which is a moisturizing ingredient, and then another emollient. Other ingredients of note, argan oil. That's gonna make for a really good story one day, but we'll save that for another day. It's an antioxidant, it's a moisturizer, and it also helps you to regulate your sebum production or your oil production on your skin. Now, some people do say that for argan oil for them causes breakouts, but some people it doesn't, so it really does just depend on your individual skin. Let me know in the comments what your experience has been with argan oil if you do have acne prone skin. I'm super curious about that. And then we get to the salicylic acid, which is that BHA that clears out clogged pores and clears out the dead skin cells from your pores. Then we get to the retinol that's in the product, and they have chosen retinol propionate, which is a retinol ester. And if you think about prescription strength retinol, is kind of like the espresso of the retinol, or retinoid, I should say retinoid world. Retinol esters is kind of like the latte, but the benefit of that is that it is better for people with sensitive skin. The last ingredient of note is phenylethyl resorcinol, and it is a skin brightening ingredient. It's also an antioxidant. Sometimes it's used for skin whitening, but it is very low down on the ingredient list. If you have any concerns about that, you can always contact the company and ask them, but I would imagine that it probably is for the skin brightening properties. Again, deeper skin tone. If you want a patch test, that may be a good idea just to make sure. So recommendations, my non-professional recommendations of who this might be good for: acne prone skin, like it's advertised for. And most likely it'll moisturize, it'll help heal your skin if you have scarring, and it has that salicylic acid to clean out your pores. This is definitely the best investment for the acne prone people, but if you're looking for anti-aging as well, this is probably a good bang for your buck if you want both of those things all in one product. Now, who I don't necessarily recommend this for, based just on the ingredient list, is if you just are looking for an anti-aging product. There's so many that focus on anti-aging. This doesn't seem to be the focus of this product. It seems to be an anti-acne focus with the anti-aging thing as like a secondary. At this point, my friend, it is your turn. In the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, where we help each other, and skincare awesomeness, where we help each other not to buy crap and to buy things that are totally worth it, I would love to know your thoughts on the products that I talked about today. If you've tried any of them, if you're interested in purchasing them, what I didn't talk about maybe that you are interested in that are new releases at either Ulta or Sephora, I would love to know. Thank you again so much to Harry's for sponsoring this video. I appreciate you so much. If you enjoyed the first What's Up in Skincare, please hit the thumbs up button down below and consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. I would love your feedback on what you thought of the format. I'll probably be tweaking it. Again, I'm not sure how often I'm going to do these. They definitely will not be weekly, maybe bi-weekly, maybe monthly. I don't know. It just kind of depends on what you all think and what the reaction of it is, and you know, we'll have to see how it goes. But if you'd like to watch another video right now because you want to see more of my content, there's so much of it out there. YouTube should be recommending actually 2 of them right over here for you to watch. But if you do need to go, I totally get that. It is no problem at all. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. Mad love to you, and I'll see you in a video very, very soon.